All right. Go ahead and tell your friends and your family and everybody out there, children, dogs, and cats, for the millions in attendance, listening and watching from around the world, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is now time for your main event on this Sunday Night Live. It's Unk&Chico right here, baby. We're back in effect. If you didn't know, now you know. We got that fire coming for you right here, man. Unk, how you doing? Talk to me. What's happening?
Man, it's Sunday night, and that means it's live. Put it together. It's Sunday Night Live with Uncle and Chico in there like booty hair in your swimwear. Chico, this is main event time, baby. It's Sunday night. I don't know how what people do after tonight because it's just downhill from here. Sunday night is just leading into it. But
Exactly.
next 60 minutes we're gonna make your week worth it.
For the next 60 minutes, we're going to definitely make your week worth it. It's Uncle Neely and Big Dog Chico. Make sure you get into the chat and join this conversation. This is not just a conversation with Unc and myself. It's between you guys too. We might even bring on a couple of guests to, talk for 30 seconds to a minute. If you got a question or a comment, we may carve out that time for you. But in the meanwhile, you can put it in the comment section right now, and we'll make sure we get it read, especially for all the super chats checking in. Y'all can hit that like button, subscribe button on both channels. We're live and in effect on the Pregame Show Network, on Uncle Neely's page, and on Big Dog Chico's channel right here. Y'all make sure y'all run those likes up. I'm that close to 25,000 subscribers. You guys can help out right now by doing that for your boy. And of course, we're talking Colorado Buff football. It went down in a major way this weekend, getting a big win in Fort Collins. Uncle Neely, you had an inside view, of course, and of course we got of course we got footage that I want to show. I could bring it on stage right now, I guess, from Well Off Media and things. We got plenty of footage to go through, plenty of content to talk about, plenty of accolades in this win. Talk to me, Uncle Neely. Tell me how things went down from your vantage point.
Well, man, first before we get on to that, let's give the haters an opportunity
Uh oh.
to hit the chat and apologize. I mean, so many people were out there saying this season is over, that this team can't come back, that it's just been a waste of time. Neely don't know what he talking about. Big Dog don't know what he talking about. Colorado Buff season is over. I told everybody to relax. I spelled it out like Aaron Rodgers did with the RELAX. They still said, "Oh man, you just primed do boy. You don't know what you talking about." Hey Chico, I heard it all. I heard it all, and now all I hear is crickets. I just hear chirp, chirp. Because let me tell you this, I'm gonna say just like I said last week. The goals for this team set forth by the head coach, Coach Prime Deion Sanders, were still in place. One, get to a bowl game. That means 6 wins. 1A or two, whichever way you want to call it. Get to the Big 12 Conference Championship. Because if you win that, then you could be in the playoffs. But dig this, Chico. Not only did losing to Nebraska not do anything to keep you from getting 6 wins, we have still haven't played a conference game yet. But everybody wanted to act like the season was over when we lost to Nebraska. But if you listen to the so-called experts out there in Vegas who do the odds on these games, look at it here. We were supposed to beat North Dakota State. That's what Vegas said we did. We were supposed to lose to Nebraska. That's what happened. We were supposed to beat Colorado State. That's what happened. But the haters out there, they've been every time we play somebody, they say we're gonna lose. Thank God the players and the coaches don't be listening to the haters. They put in the work each week and they get out there and do what they're gonna do. Came out of Fort Collins with victory.
And we told y'all we don't need no hateration or no holleration
Not
in
no
this
holleration.
dancery.
I'm still trying to catch up with Mary and know what the hell all that means, but I
The-
love it.
right. What does it mean? She made her own word up back then.
Yeah.
But we understood. We understand though. We know know what she's talking about.
Oh yeah.
And one guy. Before we even go to the game, let me just go ahead and give to the chat too. We're gonna sit back and wait. Y'all want to get in the chat and hate? Get it in.
Oh yeah, man. Look, this is a big tent. It's got room for lovers and haters on it. The only way you can convert haters into lovers is they got to be around the lovers. Y'all come on in. Like, and sooner or later, something gonna rub off on you, and you're gonna see what's being built here in Boulder, Colorado, and you're gonna understand that this arrow is absolutely pointing up.
Where you at now, Paul Feinbaum? Where you talk about now? Dion has just got all this other stuff. Paul Feinbaum got to say, man. So, the haters going to be there, man. But at the end of the day, we got to do what we have to do. And going up to Fort Collins to get a win versus Colorado State, after they did all that smack talking, we saw what happened in the post game. People want to talk about that. I probably would have reacted the same way Shadur did, honestly, after somebody did what they did, and set themselves up for it. Even before that, though, terrible game, in my opinion, by the quarterback after doing that much talking. Horton was hurt. As I predicted, with that soft tissue injury and the groin injury, he wasn't going to get to the fourth quarter 100%. And that's what happened. The young running back was pretty good for Colorado State, too. Shout out to Marshall. But our defense really showed up, man. They've been showing up these past 3 weeks. And shout out to Coach Rob Livingston. I think he's been just a quiet MVP for this coaching staff and these players. Man, can you talk about the defense, man, and how great they were? I call the Road Warriors, Nikai Hill-Green and Levante Bentley, Hawk and Animal.
Oh
So
yeah.
talk to me
I
about
knew
that
I
defense.
knew. Look, I'm old school wrestling. I knew who you were talking about.
That
I knew you were
okay.
talking about the one with the two strips and then one with the
Yes.
mohawk, and they come in and
What a
slide under the
rush.
ring. Yeah, what a
Out,
rush.
yeah,
Yeah.
slide under the
No,
rope.
I know exactly what you talk with the shoulder pads with the spikes on them.
Yes.
I know exactly what you talking
Out
about.
of
Hey, but
Chicago, Illinois.
Chico, one thing I'm not finna let stand. I know you got to do what you do. You the host. You kick this thing off, and you set it up with them big words, and you end it with peace in the Middle East. I love what you do, but one thing I can't let you do is sit here and make excuses for them. Because when you
Okay.
step across that line, they not gonna give us no benefit of the doubt if we got an injured player or if we not 100% here and there. When that game kicked off and you were on that field, I don't care if you were 14-5-1, whatever your damn number was, we had to play ball that night. And so shout out to anybody, who had to overcome something. Both teams do. I will say this: hats off. Big salute to Colorado State's fans, their student section, the light show that they do. They bring some energy to be a smaller venue, man. It was right up there with what Nebraska did as far as creating a hostile environment. I don't have no problem with somebody talking some smack. I don't have no problem with people giving pregame hype, but just keep that same energy post-game when it doesn't go the way you said it was going to go. We didn't do all that talking and wolfing and barking and selling tickets. We just simply prepared all week and went into the environment on the road. It's much like basketball, Chico. They say the season don't start till you win one on the road, like when you're playing a tournament. We
Yeah.
have now got a road victory, in these two wins. We got one at home, took that loss to Nebraska on the road, got a win in Fort Collins. Now we go into conference play with Baylor coming to town this coming weekend. I think that was a big win. I told everybody who would listen, because of the Nebraska loss, it did feel like a must-win situation, not as it relates to our goals for the season, just the psychology. Because when you start off your season and you got three non-conference games, you don't want to be 1-2 when you could be 2-1 going into your conference schedule. And so it felt like that must kind of win game, even though it wouldn't have taken away from the goals because you got too much football left. Nevertheless, man, Travis, Shadur, people said that we can't run the ball. And I used to challenge all week long. Y'all are looking at the final stats of the run game, and in college, the sacks take off the run game. If you
Right.
would go look at some of the runs that were happening in the first two games, it's clear that we can run the ball. And when you run the ball and protect Shador, you don't have the deductions in the rushing yards, and he's going to pick you apart surgically because he got time. His feet were clean all night. He was able to stand and roll out when he wanted to. And man, could find Wester, could find Shepard, could find Travis, of course. Outstanding display, by QB1.
I think you hit everything. Travis Hunter hit a record also, first one in CU history to have four consecutive receiving yards or four consecutive games with 100 receiving yards
Yeah.
or more. Travis Hunter has done that. Shadur Sanders was 36 of 49, 310 yards, four touchdowns, no interceptions. Great game. Once he got going and got into a groove, Um, in the offensive line, of course, they probably got. I think did they get a game ball? I know Coach Prime gave out some game balls. I wasn't able to see everything, but
Yeah, he gave
uh,
it. He first game ball he gave was to the entire offensive line.
right. So the offensive line gets the game ball as they should. Shout out to Phil Houston. I think they only gave up what was it, 10 total pressures the whole game, and that was
Yeah,
their first time working together like that. How important and were the offensive line and doing what they doing and helping the run game, getting a
I
guy like Michael Welch going, and
I
so on.
I think it was vitally important. I think what was important, what was happening internally. The coaches, Shadur, the running backs, the wide receivers, the defensive line. Everybody poured into this O line all week, letting them know, man, hey, we believe in you, we with you. I said all summer long, we've been together. I said all summer long that this line was better than last year's line. You have what happened in Nebraska, and everybody wanted to shoot the arrows and say you got to switch people out, you got to bench people. This offensive line sucks. And I challenge you now. I challenge you with 3 games in the books. 2 of those games were with same opponents from last year. Go look at the O line stats. 3 games this year, 3 games last year, including Nebraska in it now, and you will
Mhm.
see how vastly improved this line is. Everybody wants to jump off the bandwagon because of one game, a game that the expert says we weren't going to win. And then when
Mm.
you lose it, everybody's shooting arrows saying Prime don't know what he's doing, the ship is sinking, et cetera, et cetera. When you look at that first game against North Dakota State, and that almost 500 yards in total offense, you look at what happened just last night in Fort Collins. You can see what this team is capable of when it relates to what I call complementary football. Mate was able to pin some down there inside the 5, coming back after he had shanked one. You looked at we were able to get some interceptions, got a sack on the season finally, something that's been long overdue. This team is gelling at the right time going into conference play. I love what this offensive line is doing. And keep in mind, guys like Justin Mayer, they're going to be back out there. There's going to be a rotational basis to this based up on matchup and situations.
I think so also, with that offensive line. Great job by them. We got a couple of super chats we want to give a shout out to and acknowledge right here. Geraldo Ramos, TPT game 1 versus one of the best FCS schools, game 2 versus Big Ten school with lots of returners on both sides. We needed time to gel. It's up from here. We appreciate that, Ramos.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Ramos. Sometimes, man, when I say something because I'm in these meetings all day long, or you hear coaches say it at a press conference, people try to dismiss this as coach talk, coach speak. They just saying that to be motivational. But the truth is that Nebraska loss was one of those things that something good was going to come from it because it taught you about your team. It taught you about who you can count on. It gave you the opportunity to fix things. You can learn so much from a loss and where you truly are as far as team and team unity and who you can count on in these situations. And you look at the adjustments that Coach Phil Lodeholt made, Coach Pat Shermer made, the continued adjustments by Rob Livingston and his defense. It shows you where this team is headed, what it's capable of. And what I said all summer long, when people used to ask me, hey, Neely, what games are you looking forward to the most? I would tell them conference opener with Baylor, and then that first road trip in conference to Central Florida. I think those are really going to stack up and show you what's being built here and where we are in the Big 12.
Yeah, Central Florida is still doing their thing down there. I predicted them to be a good ball club. I like what they did in recruiting. Um, Shout out to DJ for the 9.99 super chat. Mad love, respect to the O line. They did their thing, and everybody better watch out going forward. Love seeing Rock at left guard and Houston at right tackle. Houston will be a problem with more reps. I think so. Also, he really came in and did his thing, stepping in with his first start at the right tackle position. Had a couple little hiccups, but overall, I think he only gave up about 4 pressures, 3 or 4 pressures, but played very well in his first start.
Absolutely.
All right. Another super chat. We got a member joined also. And 100 yards rushing. Eye candy visuals said. We appreciate your eye candy visuals. Hold on. I had to let me see. We beating Baylor until we on the road, baby. We're gonna get to Baylor in a minute. Let's talk about the young freshman. Michael Welch, running, stumbling, the bowling ball, the baby battering ram, what I like to call him out of Baldwin, Georgia, to be exact, had 9 carries, 65 yards. 25 was his long on his first carry. I think he had one called back that could have probably put him over 70 or 80 yards, So great start for the young freshman. I saw him the first two games with my own eyes and how determined he was and how he was just itching to get on the field. Finally got his chance, and he made the best of it.
Man, good way to describe it, determined, because he is a determined runner. One of the runs I love the most, it might have been a no gain or even a loss of yardage. Did you see when he dropped low and he took that defender out and bounced up
Oh
off him and
yeah,
tried to that to me, Chico, that
I
was
was,
the run of the night. Like it
man,
might not have been 15, 20 yards downfield, but when he put that thump on old boy, that showed you like, man, you gotta want to tackle Michael Welch because he
exactly.
brings it. He brings it.
And man, defenders see that or feel that, and they like, oh damn, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you, when somebody come at you like that, Michael Welch, and you hit him with all you got, or especially he's one of those low to the ground runners, you can get ran over easily. And
Oh
once
yeah,
he
he he
did
he,
that,
he
he
already a
set the
short stack of
tone.
he already a short stack of pancakes now. Like he low to the ground already, and then he
Fire
can still
hydrant.
he can still run lower like Ironhead Hayward used to do. He can drop down and still be moving forward. And man, you don't want to tackle that, or you like because it's coming. And like I said, Chico, I thought even out of the big runs that he or Isaiah had, I thought that was the run for the night because it just clearly showed the physicality and the dominance that these backs can that they have, and they can show it when given an opportunity.
Most definitely. Had 100 yards, over 100 yards rushing, including with the chipping in of Isaiah Gustav. He had 6 carries, 31 yards. He shined also in his opportunities. Charlie chipped with 2 carries and 16 yards to put us over 100 for the night on the ground. So great job by the defense, by the offense, and setting the tone on that Colorado State defense, who I'm sure came in saying, we're not going to let these boys run on us at home. And that's exactly what happened. So,
Oh, they said we weren't gonna run. They said we weren't gonna pass. They said they were gonna get 15 sacks and 10 interceptions. They call a lot of shots, that they got wrong. Like Mike Tyson said, man, everybody got a plan to get punched in the face. And that opening drive was 3 and out for them, and we weren't able to do anything with our first possession either. But as that game went on, man, even when it was 3-0 with them being up that entire first quarter, you just knew from a physical standpoint and a talent standpoint, it was just a matter of time. When you got to that second quarter and we got those two scores, it was no coming back even at that point. The math changed with the touchdown that they got and one that they shouldn't have. But that the game was, I think, what 28-9, and that really was about a 35-3 game.
yeah. Yeah, it was really worse than what the score showed, in my opinion. So right now we got over 1,000 people in the chat right now, 1,000 people watching over the platforms. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the
Yeah,
subscribe
absolutely.
button.
And if you subscribe to the pregame show, not only do I sincerely appreciate that, I would ask that you take a moment, particularly when this show is over. And I don't want you to interrupt your broadcast, but make sure you subscribe to and support Big Dog Chico. He does some unique things on his platform, including Prime Parents, where he sits down with the players or parents and has unique coverage. And he comes into games, particularly home games, every now and then. So one thing I love about the people who are truly sincere in covering this Coach Prime Colorado space is there's unique stuff on each channel. So if you into it and want to get knee deep, ain't no place to be than to be on all of them. Because not just knee deep, she was totally deep when she did the freak with me. I can
Hey,
bring out some P Funk too now, Daddy. Don't get it
hey,
twisted.
easy. Oh no. Shout out to Jackson, Mississippi. Also, I love Jacktown, man. I was just looking at not the transition, but to just interject right here, so to speak. Shout out to the Jackson State Tigers, man. I just looked at some footage from the vet down there, and
Yeah.
just looks amazing, man. 60,000
Absolutely, man.
seater, man.
Shout out to Coach TC Taylor. He
DC.
succeeded Coach Prime and head coach there. Beat Southern from Baton Rouge, our rival there at Jackson State, my dear old college home. I still got the Sports Illustrated with Trav and Shadur and Coach Prime up behind me. So look,
Classic.
that now makes 5 in a row in what's called the Boombox Classic, Sonic Boom of the South versus the Human Jukebox. 5 wins in a row against Southern. That's a rivalry there, baby. Let's get it.
Shout out to the former Southern coach. Was it Coach Dooley, right?
Yeah, Dooley the dresser. Yeah, Dooley, man.
Coach Dooley used to come
Dooley
out
be
that
clean now.
thing.
Really be
It'd be so
clean.
clean, man.
And you
Like,
know
man,
the former coach of Southern is over in Norfolk State doing his thing, man.
okay. Shout out to Norfolk State too, man. I had a
Yeah,
couple buddies that played down there back in the day,
the
Norfolk State.
Spartans.
And also shout out to Delta State, since we, giving a shout out to all the schools out there, man. Let me see here. We got some people in the chat. We gotta, talk about some of these
I mean,
comments in the
I see
chat.
humble yourself on the screen. Let me read that one. Why would CU schedule so many hard games, excuse me, so early? You know, humble, I got to be honest with you, man. I think it's the reverse. I'm glad that our first three games are not our last three games. You know, if this schedule were flipped, because now having your non-conference schedule up front, you get to correct some things that were wrong. You get to learn some things about your team, and not just your team, but your coaches and how they work together. Because once you get into conference play, particularly this year, everybody joined the Big 12. There are no divisions. You don't have an East, West, North, South, that kind of thing. What you got is the best two teams will be there in Dallas December 7th. So, regardless how the schedule may look or have felt these first three games, getting these first three non-conference games before you roll in the conference schedule. Then when you get into conference schedule, we have two bye weeks in the Big 12 before you get to the end of the season. So some people who are quote unquote banged up now, like a Shiloh or like a block bullet Chidoze. You got 2 more weeks and you get another break in there. So I like the way the schedule's laid out. You can't really cherry pick and just get the best of who you're gonna play when you're gonna play. And even now, having had these two back-to-back road games, that won't happen again for the rest of the year. We're home away, home away, home away, all the
Right.
way out.
Right. And Baylor, like you said, September 21st, coming up this weekend,
Yeah, yeah.
6 p.m. kickoff, Mountain Time. So that's going to be nice. Another
Yeah,
night game.
on Fox. It'll be four games in a row that are have been televised nationally in prime time.
That's, I don't think that's ever been done before, unless you're Alabama or something, but definitely not at Colorado. That's huge, man, for Coach Prime to continue to be on TV with his squad. Let me see here. Shout out to Goonsville Clothing. Y'all already see it's going down. Got Uncle Neely got his hat on. I got my hoodie on. The Brotherhood was front and center last night. I loved it. Skull Buffs definitely was front and center last night. Can you talk about how those guys are gelling right now, man, for everybody in the chat?
Hey man, look, I'm gonna tell you, I thought again all summer long we've been together. I thought all summer long these guys did a hell of a job coming together. That's one thing that people would ask Coach Prime about when you flip a roster with so many transfers. How do you get them to jail? And what he was saying is like this happens every year in the NFL. This is football would take care of that, and football took care of it. But I think what happened and took care of it more was not just the Nebraska loss, but the way the world attacked them after the Nebraska loss, and it helped bring them together closer than they even were before. You saw at the press conference where Shadur, Travis, they had the offensive line standing behind them, at the press conference. So what I saw this week coming off Nebraska, coming off the attacks, the personal attacks of these players, we try to tune all of it out, but they got social media, they got phones, they got friends back home. People are telling them what's out there. I think you just poked the bear and it brought them closer together.
How they gonna say you need some auto tune, Unc?
Oh, let me tell y'all this. Let me tell you this. BBQ. I ain't gonna try to say the first part BBQ. You know how when you a little kid, how everybody can sing when you little.
Ijama.
Me,
Right.
me, and my brother, who's 3 years older than me, we got kicked out the church choir. That's how bad we couldn't sing. How you 9 and 12 and get kicked out the youth choir at church? So I know I can't sing.
Damn. You got kicked out. I'll tell you a quick.
Here what they said. Here what they did to us, Chico. Here what they did to us.
Hey,
They said, Chico hit. Now this true story, and I was scarred for life off this. They said, hey, let us hit the front row. Let us hit the second row. Let us hit the third row. Okay, let us just hit the boys. Let us just hit a girl. Then they went over there and huddled up. And after they huddled up, they said, with this being Youth Sunday, we think it'd be good if the two brothers would usher together instead of being the choir.
oh damn, that's how y'all. That's
No,
how they
that's how they
got
did
y'all
it,
out.
dog. No, that's how they did it. That's how they did it, dog.
To this day, I remember uh, auditioning or trying out for the choir. I walked in. I wanted to be in there because the girls was in there, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't know. I don't know why he think we really had to sing, or he wouldn't put us on the spot. He said, "You want the choir director said you want to be in the choir, huh? Well, go ahead and sing something right now." I don't
What
know
you say?
why.
What you
I
say,
don't.
Chico?
I think
It's-
it was a Boys to Men song. I don't know why. It's I can't think of it right now. But I tried to sing a Boys to Men song. He just said, "Stop, stop right there, stop. We gonna let you in, but you just lip sync." He said,
you a good looking tall kid, just stand in the
uh,
back.
"Right." He said, "You lip sync."
But hey, shout out to my frat Hiawatha Northerton, who one, he can sing his ass off, but two, under pressure one time he folded like a napkin. He went up there to the talent show at Jack State, and instead of doing the Luther song he'd been practicing, he did Endless Love, but did both parts. He was up there going, My love, my love, my love, my love, my endless love.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Just go in the back. Just go in the back. Well, yeah, man, that was a kind of like you said, kind of scar for life on that one right there.
Hey man, Christian affirmation, church people are bullies. You know, they look, man, they're the worst ones.
Hey,
They
man,
got you, boy. But they ain't stopped me from singing though. I'm gonna keep singing.
everybody can sing in the shower.
Yeah.
Everybody can sing in the shower. I'm cold blooded in the shower. You know, I like this
Chico,
one right here. So, well,
let me
talk
show
to me.
let me show y'all
You
something.
damn this sounding like Unc Ocho.
Let me show y'all something. Show y'all something. You see the you gotta believe.
You gotta believe, baby.
Yeah, these the prime blenders, but these were the ones that was just specifically for the Nebraska game. And man, they over on my counter. I got the empty box right there. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure we show them because they had it's personal across the top and prime on the arms. We're gonna come up with a contest for some of these chats. We're gonna give a pair of them away, man.
Oh, that'll be big right there. I'm sure they'll love that. I'm sure they'll love that. When are we gonna do it? You want to start it tonight? You want to start it next week? How you want to do it?
No, we'll do it next week because I
We're
have a
gonna start
couple
it
of them to
next week.
show. Yeah, we'll have a couple of them to show.
Y'all hear that right? We start next week. We got giveaways, man. We got giveaways. Start next week. We might even have a Goonsville hoodie or a hat
Yeah,
for a
yeah. Let's
giveaway or
get
something.
a Goonsville hoodie, and like I have, we have a couple pair of blenders, and we'll work out something for next week's episode. Next Sunday night, we'll send them out to you.
And we're working on this merch too. I've gotten too many requests asking about some merch. Do y'all have merch
Sunday
with
night live
uh,
merch.
yeah, so I guess I gotta get it to you, baby. Gotta get it to you. Uncle Neely, that poster in the back is nice, Chris said. Talk to me about that. I know I remember when you got it on the
Yeah,
vlog,
yeah.
but talk to us about that one.
A downtown business group when we first got here, now going on 2 years, called me up and wanted to meet, and they had this for me, a little beard logo of myself with the pregame show on it, and so I always keep that because it's like, man, a little welcome to Boulder gift,
Mm, very nice, very nice.
and of course, we always got LL Prime with us.
There's LL Preezy.
It ain't no episode till LL show up.
Yeah, I told everybody, hey, Uncle Neely and I going on live. They said, don't forget about the little guy. I was like, little. Oh, LL Prime
You
making
gotta have
his
LL.
appearance back there. Lil Prime. Yeah, I always laugh every once in a while because I thought you were saying Lil Prime.
That's that
But
Mississippi, man. It just
I,
roll together sometime.
I said, damn, if I've been in Hawaii too long, that some of my words are getting split up now and not
Oh,
all together like back in the
you
day.
actually pronouncing them right.
Right, like damn. That ain't how we do it. All right, we got another super chat to announce just came through. Appreciate that. T Voltage. T Voltage was the one that said the caller was thicker than grits. Appreciate you, T Voltage. $7 super chat said this win was good for the team. Definitely it was.
Absolutely,
Romeo
absolutely
Smiths
was.
just became a member. Coach Prime talked about how excited he was about this team, how proud he was of this team. Yes, we had 100 yards rushing. Man, he showed the excitement. What did you see, Uncle Neely, once again from your vantage point, with your good friend Coach Prime? Because you've been around him doing this for the last 4.5, 5 years now. Going on 5 years, right?
Now, well, this the fifth season
This
because
is the
we had
fifth
that COVID
season.
season, so this is the fifth season.
Yeah.
Man,
How was his
I
demeanor?
have I have been with him like you said last year with the losses. Been with him that COVID season that looked like the first year when you started off hot and fizzled. Been with him two back-to-back undefeated in conference play seasons, and I don't know if I've ever seen him more prouder than his players than I saw him Saturday night. Not just because of what was at stake, but what they were bouncing back from, the ridicule and the persecution, but also what it meant to this university, that in-state rivalry, and to have them, embrace that, to go into their territory. And when you have players on the opposing team, it's one thing for somebody to run up a stick of mic in your face and you just spurt something out. But when you have players do a sit-down, controlled press conference,
Right.
that's deliberate, that's organized, that's signed off on, that's encouraged. That shows the culture there. And some of the things they were saying, you just don't hear the young men in our program do that on their personal time, let alone the football program's time, because we try to speak with one message, one accord, and never do anything, to disrespect our opponent. If anything, you want to build your opponent up in that regard. So he
Hmm.
was just elated at the way they handled the situation, handled the adversity. Still some things we got to clean up, big dog. Offense, still really didn't start fast in the first quarter like they're talented enough to do, and still far too many penalties. You can there's some games where you can throw away a couple penalties because you just disagree with the ref's call. But anytime you get into the double digit penalties, which I think we got more than 10 and had about two that were declined. So going into conference play, man, looking at this week and beyond, we still have to address the penalty situation, particularly pre-snap penalties.
Yeah, got to get those cleaned up. Playing a better team next week. Uh, Also, appreciate this super chat just came in. PABWS. Sound like a radio station. And thank you for joining in. This is radio station PABWS. Tune in to. Oh, all right. Anyways, all the bull junk talkers and haters owe Big Dog and Uncle Neely an apology after the CSU game. I like this, but we all know they're going to move the goalpost. Definitely keep doing y'all thing, Chico and Unc. We will do that.
Appreciate that, PABWS, and you're exactly right. Every time we reach a goal, now all of a sudden the goalpost got moved back 10 to 20 yards. It's never 100 yards, for us. It keeps being 120, 140, 160, you name it. But we focus on what's going on internally. We believe in the talent that we have. We believe in the coaches that are coaching that talent up. And even though there are going to be moments, where you have some things you wish would have gone better, that doesn't mean you abandon what you have been working on and just throw things away like some people out there may have been calling for. You block out that noise and you keep going, because the I believe is for real. You have to believe in yourself and what the goals are, for this program. So haters cannot knock you off what you're trying to accomplish.
Hey, I'm laughing because I see someone in the chat say something about Coach Norval, and it made
Mhm.
me think about how I reacted while I was calling the game live when I saw Coach Jay Field and Coach Norval have their little interaction. I briefly heard, I didn't hear all of it, what Coach Prime kind of what he kind of mentioned it or whatever. Um, do you have any insight on that? I jokingly was talking about, hey, you know, I just made fun of it, but can you give any insight on that right
No, I
there?
didn't. I didn't. I didn't see it. I didn't see it or hear it.
Okay.
I do know that it was a hostile environment. I always start putting my stuff out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, recapping the game. And so you're going to hear some of the stuff that was yelled at from the stands, from the student section. There was even a part during the game where police had to come behind our bench because they were, throwing water bottles. So it was an environment that they created deliberately, directed at players and coaches, which even made it more beautiful the way the victory took place.
Yeah. I was joking like, all right, Coach Prime done sent this goon over there this time. They must don't know Jay Field like with the games.
No, no, absolutely not.
No, I was just joking though, man. But hey, at the end of the day, man, people were talking about Shadur Sanders should have shaken the quarterback hand. Shadur Sanders was wrong for doing that. And then you got the other side saying, like I was saying, hey man, in the game of football, this is our warfare, so to speak.
Let's
And
keep it 100. Let's keep it a
let's keep it
thou wow.
100, dog.
Let's keep it a thou wow, like we say down there on the third coast, that muddy water, Gulf of Mexico.
Right?
What does a handshake symbolize, Chico? Just in your own words, no right or wrong answer.
In that situation,
No, in any situation, what does a handshake symbolize?
kind of symbolize, respect. Um, uh, a
So if
greeting
if
or
if
an
I
ending.
if I have none for you, why would I shake your
Uh,
hand?
you about it?
Yeah. Now you didn't know I was going to ask you that question. I didn't know
Uh-uh.
what your answer was going to be.
No.
But if I have no respect for you because of your behavior before you extend your hand, and if you're extending your hand and not extending it with an apology for the previous behavior, what am I shaking your hand for?
Mm.
And so no, keep that same energy.
Yep.
You disrespected before. Now that it's over, you want to come in here and act like we buddy. Dog, I don't know you. I don't care if I ever see you again. Like we
Yes, yeah.
good.
He did all that talking as
Yeah.
if we knew each other, as if we had a history or
No,
something like that.
we're not cool.
Nah, we not cool, dog. So and that's one thing I ain't gonna lie. I like about Shadur, and I think he get it from his dad, or at least the confidence of it to just to be able to carry out some of these things in the way that they do it, because it's like it's almost like it's always receipts behind it. It's never just kind of like going off the cusp or whatever, going off emotions or whatever. Even
Yeah.
though people might try to make it seem like it's an emotional type
No,
thing.
people get absent minded, man. People get real forgetful, when it's something they want. They act like something didn't happen. I want you to shake his hand, but I'm gonna totally forget why you're not shaking his hand.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
And but now if it been the other way around, they remember that,
Yeah.
because you just
Yeah.
think about this. That was their quarterback and receiver sitting there in chairs on the field doing that press conference. Had that been Travis and Shadur with Coach Prime's blessing, it would have been on every news cycle, CNN, Fox, everything.
Breaking news: Coach
Yeah.
Prime allows his players to get on camera and basically trash their rivals. Coming up
Yeah.
at 7 o'clock Eastern
and,
time.
and
Stay
and
tuned.
coming up again in 9, 10, 11. You wouldn't be able to
Right.
miss it. But other people get like a pass, and that's cool. You may get a pass, from the media. You may get a pass, from certain fan bases or factions. You're not gonna get a pass from us. Like, I remember it, you said it. Keep the same energy. You didn't come over here and say, "Hey man, about what I said earlier. Man, you did the damn thing. Night number respect my bad." That ain't how you came over. You came over with your hand up like somebody owe you a handshake. I don't
Right,
owe you a
right, right,
handshake.
right, right, right. Like somebody owed you it. And then turn on. I don't want to hear it. Well, you didn't want to shake my hand in the first place,
Yeah, you
because if
want to
that
walk
was the
your
case,
ass over here. I didn't come looking for you. You came looking for me. And in the words
oh man.
of a great orator
Okay,
of
this
our
is what we
generation
like
at
right here. This is
times,
what we like. This need to be a segment on the show.
when he said,
I'm gonna write that down too, Unc.
"I heard you were looking for me. Here I go." Mystical. Hey,
Oh
if
man, you
it
just set it up. I just knew it.
he he came over looking for Shadur. Here I go.
The great philosopher
Yeah, mystical, baby.
from the township of the No Limit Soldiers
Man, if a
and the
vesting
great
out there crescent, better than a full grown German Shepherd.
the great Master P. Tab from Texas. Oh, now Tab, we appreciate you checking in too. Sounds just like him, he said. Man, so hey, we got a lot of people in the chat. We appreciate y'all checking in. Over 1,200 right now. I think we're hitting the milestone, Uncle Neely. We're
Oh,
over 1,200 right now. Y'all keep running them things up. We
oh.
should at least get 1,200 likes on both channels. All right, let's run them up one time.
Man,
Who
run
we
them up
got in the
one
back? We
time,
got
one
30
time.
seconds. 30-second call in. The first one going to be Warren Jeezy, the G Funk Chow, checking
Not
in.
Warren, not Warren Jeezy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good with you, Unc?
G Funk era.
You know it. You know
Yeah.
it. You know it.
I
Chico,
don't know.
man. Chico, what's up with the sweater you got on, man? That drip looking pretty good, man. What kind of material is that?
Man, it's that good clean stuff right here, man.
Man, it look man.
This thing is
That's yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling
and
that.
it's
No diddy. I'm
it's
feeling that.
embroidered.
That's real
It's
tight.
it's embroidery too, so you can get you some. Go to just type in Goonsville clothing anywhere. You can get you some. You get you some nice frames like Uncle Neely usually wear, or I'm wearing right there at the Glass House, or you can get you some custom stuff. You know what I mean, from MDJ Original.
You know,
Everything gets accounted for
I'm
in
rocking. I'm
the
rocking
description right now.
MDJ original little windbreaker, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
I see.
that's tough.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Listen, I got my medicine for my glasses. I was gonna see. I'm in Chicago. No, this real talk. I
No,
was
I
gonna
know
see
it's
if they
real
had
talk. I
something
love it.
online. I was gonna see if I could get them online and send my medicine over there and have them ship my glasses back to me instead of getting it at the place that I got my
Let me
eyes
let
checked
me
out at.
let me tell you, Warren
You
G, that
absolutely
you
can.
absolutely can do that. Because I was talking to Stacey Marie back this summer, and I had updated my prescription. She's like, "Well, you know, all you gotta do is send me the prescriptions. I can do the lenses, whether they contacts, glasses, sunglasses. I can do them here. So get your prescription, get it in hand, shoot it to Miss Stacey Marie over at Glass House, and she can do whatever you need doing. So you can keep that medicine, as you say, we say in Mississippi, in your glasses."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just wanted to say, this is for you, Uncle Neely. Let the defensive line know that their fans out there are calling them. Uh, their nickname is the Monstars of the Flatirons.
All right, I'm gonna
That's
let them know. I'll let them
yeah,
know the Monstars of the Flatiron. Them boys
yeah,
played, man.
yeah.
Coach D. Lou, Coach Sapp. Shout out to Coach Vincent Dance with the Edge Rushers. Those guys played and communicated all night long. So many games week one and week two, not games, so many series in week one and week two where you almost had a sack, and it was good to see them really be able to feast the other night. They had some nice tackle for losses, played football on the other side of the line of scrimmage all night long, and then got some sacks as well, which is totally disruptive because that quarterback was never comfortable all night.
Most
Facts.
definitely.
And I got them by the fifth game. This is my last game. I'm gonna keep it moving. The By the fifth game, the defense is going. The nation's going. I mean, well, they're gonna be ranked in the nation. High.
I
They're gonna
believe
be
that.
ranked real high. That's my prediction by the fifth game.
I believe that. I believe, and we say in the church, I received that.
I received. I appreciate that, Warren G. I like that because the defense is definitely headed up. You talk about that arrow all the time, Uncle Neely, and that
Yeah,
defensive arrow is definitely going up, man. I'm loving what I'm seeing. They're stopping the run. Going into this conference play is going to get, as people perceive, is going to get a little bit tougher.
sure.
Probably going to be. So we'll see, man. I would have to look at Nebraska. I'm not Nebraska, but Baylor a lot more to really dig into their team to see what they're really working with. I know
Yeah,
that they are. Let me see what their schedule is right here. I had it pulled up there. Now, yeah, they lost to Utah 23 to 12. They beat Air Force 31-3, and they beat Tarleton State 45-3. So their big test was Utah, and they lost that game. The other
yeah.
two, probably expected them to win. Um, they don't have RG3, as I heard someone say.
Man,
You
that's
know,
that's what I was about to say. I'm not taking anything away from Baylor. That is a program that's been in national championship games, a program that's produced Heisman Trophy winner. But we have to keep in mind, we hear these names. You're playing the guys on that team now. You're not playing, the history and the
right?
lineage. You're playing who's there now. And I tell you what, with our defense, with the talent that we have at quarterback and our receiver unit, and with our clearly who is the best player in all of college football this year, Travis Hunter. I like our odds against anybody. And you give this coaching staff some time to prepare, to dig into their film and see what they do poorly juxtaposed to what we do well. I like the direction this program is headed going into conference play.
Most definitely. Someone asked about the future of the program, future of CU. I think the future is great right now, and I think only, more recruits are going to see what
Yeah,
Colorado has to offer and Coach Prime has to offer, and they're just going to continue to flock there. I think more quality guys came this go round than the last go round, and I think it's going to, double up the next go round. So I think the future is definitely on the up and up for
I believe that too, Chico,
Colorado.
and I also believe that's what's also important about this conference. This conference being the Big 12. When you look at the landscape out there in the SEC, who's likely to have their conference winner as well as two other three teams in the top 12. You want to grow the Big 12 as well, to grow it to a place where it's not just the conference champion winner that's in the playoffs, but it's a conference strong enough to have multiple representation.
Man, this is crazy. Some of these comments I saw and I'm seeing on Twitter, it's crazy. I'm not even gonna bring them up. I'm gonna look at these good positive things right here. Let me see what this says. Chasing God says, hey big dog and Unc, I love where the defense has and still establishing themselves as a jail closes as a unit. But the thing I see that stood out total domination is keeping a QB contained. Um, in my opinion, I didn't think we did a great job in the first half of containing the QB. He got outside a few times. He wasn't able to complete passes because of the great coverage down the field. But that's something I think we can improve on. It's just keeping that containment. The times when we did have the containment, he stepped up in the pocket. Can't really do too much about that. I love the pressure though that Coach Rob Livingston sent, bringing Cameron Sim and Craig up to the line of scrimmage to get some pressure on the quarterback. Bentley did his thing. And so, defense, man, and Coach Rob Livingston has really been a star so far. And a lot of people just thinking and questioning and wondering, can this continue in conference play? I think it will. I think that's the MO, and I think that's the mindset of this defense now, with that confidence building, even with the loss at Nebraska, you had something to build off of in that second half. So going into conference play, I'm looking forward to this defense to kind of keeping it up and picking up where they left off.
And I love the mentality. It's a bend but don't break. It's the mentality of where they haven't scored yet. And you look at it, man, in that second quarter, those guys, because of the lack of containment, what the questioner was bringing out, those guys had about an 8.5 minute drive that yielded nothing. Because when they got down into the red zone, it ended up being a takeaway. And that just shows you the tenacity of this defense, the tenacity of the play calling from Coach Livingston. Is that, yeah, you might have gotten that first down, you may have converted that fourth down, but you still haven't scored yet. And the job of the defense is to prevent you from scoring. And when you look at these games, week 1, week 2, week 3, especially look at the second half of these games, ain't been no damn scoring.
Lockdown City, baby. Lockdown City. Defensive back Preston Hodge got a pick along
Yeah.
with Travis Hunter. Beautiful pick by Trav. We got to talk about him being the leader for the Heisman Trophy. I made a big deal about that on my live. I saw a comment about that. If y'all think Travis is a shoe-in for the Heisman Trophy, put it in the chat right now. You guys haven't ran up the chat yet, so make sure you put your city and your state in the chat. Let us know where you're checking in from, what you got concerns about, or anything. But is Travis the best player in college football? I think it's at this point, Uncle Neely, I think it's a runaway, dog. And I'll tell you why. Because everybody else, they can be, in the running or in the finalists, 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. But I think Travis is so far ahead of everybody because of the number of plays he's playing, because of the production on both sides of the football, efficiency, just everything he's doing. No one else in college football is doing anything close to it. Everybody else who's being productive, they're playing one position. This guy is doing it all and only coming off the field for a small percentage of these games. I think as a runaway Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter, no doubt.
Well, I'll tell you, man, that's what I believe and that's what I want to happen. But here's the pushback or the challenge.
Push it
The
back.
Heisman Trophy winner is supposed to go to the nation's best college football player for that year. And there is no doubt about that's Travis Hunter. But we ought to have to also be realistic that the hidden message is that it also has to be from a winning team. You don't have Heisman Trophy winners win and their teams are losing. So it has to take place if we want Travis Hunter to be up there for Heisman, is this team has to keep winning. It has to keep winning through his conference schedule. And he has to be producing and be relative, which he will, to those wins. Because so many times in history, that committee at the Downtown Athletic Club in New York City, they don't just necessarily look at the guy who is the best in college football. They look at the guy who was maybe 1, 2, or 3, and his team was a winning team.
Um, Let me see. I just Googled this. Paul Hornung, ironically, the all-around athlete, was the last player. Let me make sure I read this right. Was Notre Dame's 5th Heisman in 14 years and the only Heisman Trophy winner to win the trophy while playing for a losing team. Why is that significant?
It's significant
Because
because Paul Hornung did everything. But
there you go.
what is glaring is one.
Here's my other pushback. It's only one Travis. He's the only one I think is going to win this award
All right,
again,
dog, you
right?
ain't got to try to
And
tell it to
then,
me. I
and
want
then
it to happen.
this is for the
But
people in the chat. This is for the
yeah,
haters
I'm
in the
just
chat.
letting you know how they vote up there.
This for the haters. And I was going to say, this is my other pushback. Isn't it correct that the former Heisman Trophy winners, they get a vote, right? And that's how a lot of Ohio State winners, or not, is it Ohio or Oklahoma State people have been winning the Heisman because they have so many voters, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like this, saying that if you have so many football minds that are voting, and Travis continue to do what he's doing this year, and we, let's just say, as you have said, the caveat is we win 6 games and we go to a bowl, right?
No, he's in.
I say he's in there,
Yeah,
and I think that the football minds that are voting, the former Heisman winners, they are going to tip the scale over the writers or whoever else have a vote, because they're going to go with the eye test, and they're going to know that this guy's the best football player in the land. He's doing what probably no other Heisman trophy winner has done since probably Paul Hornung. And I'll get some pushback and say, Charles Woodson or whatever. But if you look at the stats, put them sideline to side by side, Travis Hunter is head and shoulders above everybody else, in my opinion,
there is
for a Heisman Trophy. There's no comparison.
There's absolutely no debating that. Like we can keep on talking 5 more hours if we ain't gonna do it, but say the same thing. This guy is the best player in college football right now, period. And that's who should get the Heisman.
Well, there you go. Y'all see that. Y'all hear what we saying? Y'all let us know in the chat what y'all think. I know it's gonna be a hater out there somewhere, and talk about my guy Jalen Miro from my home state of Alabama. I love Jalen. And if they end up going to the college football playoff or the national championship or something, it's going to be hard not to consider him. But at the end of the day, I think that the former Heisman Trophy winners are going to, tip the scale and have him as the winner if he continue to do what he's doing. I've never seen nobody do it. I wouldn't be as convinced as I am probably if I haven't never seen how them Florida boys operate playing football. And some of them, man, they just run all day. And Travis is a unicorn. So somebody said, Neely said if you have to win.
Yeah, that's just man. God bless the stats. God bless Paul Hornung and what he did. But when you look at all the Heisman winners except for one that Chico just pointed out, you got to be on a winning team. And here's what I love about this. When you're in the locker room, when you're at practice, when you're in team meetings, when you're in the cafeteria, you're on the bus with these guys, man, they not talking about no individual postseason awards. They talking about winning.
Right.
And what they know is if we win, we get drafted. If we win, we get the awards. If we win, we get these other accolades. So my focus ain't trying to get this many yards a game or try to be mentioned for this. My goal is to win. And if that means I get 100 yards or get 30 yards, I want to win.
Coach Prime. Oh, look like we got somebody back here. Oh, my bad, Petros. I see you. Petros checked in.
What's up?
Oh, now Petros checking in from Colorado, man. You
Yes,
got,
sir.
I hate to say it, but you got 30 good seconds because we're on the last few minutes.
No
but
worries.
give us good comment, good question, whatever you got you want to bring in, Petro.
No, just to
didn't
build
even
off
see him
that.
back there.
Right on, Unk&Chico. Good to see you both. Glad to see you're rocking Goonsville. That's what I'm talking about. Love it. Unk got his new hat. That's what I'm talking about.
Look, Petro. I'm talking about. Took it out the box 30 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Let me tell you this. I don't got to look around and make sure anybody is hustling. It wasn't the only one in there. It was multiple hats, which is a good thing because shout out to BG. BG kind of walked off my hat last night.
Oh!
He kind of walked off my hat last night.
I had a feeling.
But we won. Petros, we won. Everybody's feeling good. So I just gave a little wink and like, you keep it. But I think he was gonna keep it even if I didn't say he could keep it.
Shout out to B Grant.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, B Gant.
That's
My bad.
cool.
B Gant.
He's a goon. He's a goon. So it's all good. It's all good. So
what's on your mind, brother? Talk to us.
Not much. Went to the gym, feeling good, but got the Goonsville on. But
absolutely.
I had a blast watching last night. It was cool. I mean, you guys were talking about Travis Hunter. He's definitely a unicorn when it comes to college football. I mean, it's just so cool to watch him ball out on offense, and then, he goes right over to defense, and then he just makes something happen. And it's just like that trade-off, but then There was just so many cool things last night with the O-line coming out in the press conference. I thought that was cool. You know, it was just, watching all the different perspectives of everybody. The liveliness. I know Coach Prime posted something about the stadium attendance and stuff like that.
Hey, Petro, I got an idea. I hate to cut you off, but I got an
No,
idea. We're gonna have you start coming on real quick and give your goon of the night from the game. Who's your goon of the night from the game?
my goon of the night would be, I would
Goon of the
say,
night.
ooh, okay, my goon of the night would be.
It's the
It had to be
goon of the
BG.
night.
He took the hat. He's the goon.
Y'all check
So,
that footage out on the pregame show
I
network.
love that answer. I love that
Yeah,
answer.
great answer. Great
He
answer.
is. So, all love.
He
All
he
love.
only put the hat on. He kept it.
He dipped
That's
out.
double goon.
He took it. He was like, I gotta go. Peace.
Hey. Appreciate you, Petro, checking in. We
Right
got
on.
another caller coming in. We're gonna bring him in
Peace
right
out,
behind
guys.
you.
Right on.
Peace, bro. Much love.
Much love.
Goon of the night brought to you by Petro and Goonsville Clothing. Oh, we got a special caller in right here. She said she don't like her grits thick. Shout out to Lexus Driver. Lexus Driver, how you doing? Lexus from the ATL. Let me see. You got
Hello,
your
gentlemen.
Hey there, how you doing?
Hey, you
How
just
you
an
all
L. You
doing?
just an L on the screen. What you doing? We don't want to see you.
What that
Well,
picture at? What that
I
video? What that
just
face?
got home and I just so happened to see you guys online, and I am getting ready for work tomorrow, and I got people in the background, and I'm trying to put
Okay,
them out
I
and all
got
that
you.
good
I
stuff.
understand.
So I just want
We're
to
gonna let you
call,
slide this Sunday night.
Yeah, we'll let you slide. Only if you tell all
please.
those people in the background to make sure they like and subscribe to Unk&Chico each and every Sunday night. Let them know
Yes,
that,
they
all right?
asking me now who I'm talking to. They
And
so nosy.
even if they hiding their face because they got warrants, we still want them to subscribe.
Yes, I'm wanted, and that's not a bad thing.
You heard that voltage? You
No,
heard that T voltage?
no, no. Okay. I really seriously just want to call and say congratulations to Colorado. I'm happy for them. It was actually a good game. I like to watch the game and not only see who wins, but see why they won, or how they won, right? What happened.
Mhm.
And what I saw, I really was happy for, especially after the previous game. It's kind of like Coach Prime said, a team lose one game and they about to throw them to the wolves now.
Yeah.
Um, and it takes more than one loss, no matter how bad it was at the end of the day. If you can make 100 errors in one game, it's only going to equate to one loss. So I say make all the mistakes you're going to make in that one and do better in the next one.
I
And it'll
love it.
still only counts against you one time. So I'm proud of Colorado. I'm happy. I know it was a rivalry game, and those things you never know how they're going to go, right? You just never know. No matter what the record is out, that stuff, matter of fact, goes out the window typically in a rival game. And then I know there was a little side chat, I'm going to call it kindly, with the teams and all of that stuff going on as well. So I'm happy that they were able to just put all that aside and get out there and concentrate on playing football. And I think if they can do that, then they can have a pretty darn good season because they have the weapons to do so. Just keep their mind on the game and focus and the things that they should. And I like the game. I like what I saw. I like the plays. I like the players, the intent. And even when there was things that happened, I like how they regathered themselves. That's what you have to do in the course of a football game because nothing's gonna go perfect for 60 minutes all the time, right? So
Absolutely.
so I am extremely happy of the Colorado Buffs. Congratulations to, I know Travis and Shadur, you knew they were going to be who they are, right? But I appreciate the entire team for high T voltage. Oh my God. I'm going to get off here right now.
Shoot that shot,
um,
T-Bone. Shoot that shot.
You've been shocked by T-Bone.
I know, right? I want to get stoned. Let me get
You
off
know
my
who
head.
that is.
Yeah.
Well, we
But I,
appreciate you calling, Lexus.
as Voltage just said, you did make some very good points to see how people bounce back from adversity, unite as a team, and you wanna iron out all these bumps, in the road before you get into conference play, and that was accomplished. We would love to have been 3-0 in non-conference play, but 2-1 ain't damn bad, and now we start conference play going into this back end of September and beyond.
Yeah, I like how you put it, Nearly, when you said we're 1-0. So if you look at it that way, psychologically, right? One game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll help you kind of get through. Don't take nobody for granted. Don't care who it is, because I tell people all the time that being from Georgia, and also, don't get mad at me, guys, being a Georgia fan. I have a nephew that has me wrapped around his finger that's a graduate of Georgia. So I'm
Nothing
always
wrong with
have to
that.
be one if I want to live. I don't care nothing about you being ranked number one. You better get out there and play like you are. Yeah, or else somebody can beat you. That's why they call it upsets, right? That's why
Yeah.
we have those type of games. So if you're not concentrating, I mean, I know you're human, your kids, a lot of times, a lot of them young, and they're going to make mistakes. I'm not talking about that. If you're not concentrating on the game at hand or taking somebody for granted, you can find yourself with an L.
You
So
can.
I
Hey, I
appreciate.
gotta ask you this. It's kind of off the subject, but some people in the chat have been
Uh-oh.
asking, and when you said L, you can't spell Michelle without L. People been asking, was that you with Shannon? Because it kind of that you.
Oh
Okay.
my
Now
God.
I'm just telling you what the chat's saying. Nearly good. I'm talking about what
If
the
I get one more video phone call
see
from
that,
my
ain't you?
asking me about that, I
See,
I
From
plead the
who?
fifth.
From
y'all
who?
think I'm making stuff up.
You
I'm
say
just
your
reporting what
pastor? You
people
say your
asking.
you say your pastor? Who called you and asked you about that?
If I get one more, my pastor better, he don't know,
Oh, okay.
hopefully.
Okay.
But if I get one more video or phone call, a joke about, do you know Shannon Sharp? He lives in Atlanta. And I'm like, I don't, I know Shannon Sharp on the football
Okay.
field,
Now,
and it's
now,
been a while.
now,
No.
Lexus. Now, Lexus. Now you know I'm very, very private.
Uh-huh.
Even Ocho, no, hold up, Ocho. Even when I'm private, Ocho, I'm private. In private, Ocho, I'm private and professional, Ocho. I, that's not her. That is not. Leave this woman alone, Miss Lexus. Thank you so much for calling from ATL. But thank you so much. Thank you. We
You're
appreciate
more than welcome. You guys
you.
have a great night.
We
Thanks
look
We
for
see you
forward
taking
to
next
my
hearing from
Sunday.
you next
And
week.
next Sunday, if you don't have your picture up, Voltage said just put a bowl of grits up there. He'll know what she
I
meant.
have to, I have to come on next Sunday when I get these people out my house. I'll come on next Sunday with a picture when I get all the people out my house
All
being
right.
nosy. All
Okay,
right,
stay
gentlemen.
tuned. Stay tuned next week. We will reveal who Lexus from Atlanta is.
Well,
Is she?
you crazy as hell, Chico. You is crazy as
Ocho,
hell.
Ocho, I told him I'm private in private, Ocho. My grandmother called me.
Ah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we appreciate
Mm.
you guys
D
tuning
Generation
in.
X, boy, he proudly presents
That's what I'm
the
talking about.
tag team champions of the
On the
world. The road dog, big dog Chico. The badass Uncle
the new, hey,
Hey.
outlaws. And if you got a problem with that, we
You
got
got two
2
words.
words for you. And y'all know what they are. Put them in the chat right now, baby. We appreciate y'all tuning in for this one once again. Uncle Neely, let them know where to find you at if they don't know.
Oh man, just hit up on Instagram the pregame show, YouTube the pregame show, and for all my folks out there who are already subscribe, and even members, make sure you show that same love back over to the Big Dog Chico channel because he does some very unique, things over there, particularly with his prime parent segments and his commentary during live events. We got this joint effort going on Sunday nights just to brighten your Sunday night and get your week started. Like we say, in there like booty hair in the swimwear. You get that ragu sauce, it's in there. But wait, before we go, we got to get
Liller.
a little prime and a little
Lil.
something. Yeah. Got to
LL
get him back in
Prime.
there.
Hey, if y'all got a woman for LL Prime, y'all got a partner for LL Prime, make sure y'all hit us up in the inbox so we can hook him up with somebody out there. He needs somebody. He say he's lonely back there. He done read
He's just up there by his damn self.
he done read Coach Prime book 16 times. He's inspired
Mm-hmm.
and he's motivated. He's ready to
He
go.
like T Voltage. He wants some grits too now. He don't care if they cold. Cold grits is still grits.
Cold grits is still grits. Quick question, and this is a real question. Can you rehydrate grits? Like if you don't eat all of them and you leave some in the pot.
Absolutely. You pour a little milk in them, put them on the stove, real low fire, and just get to stirring a little bit. And them things will come back to life like Lazarus.
And the last question: cream of wheat or Quaker grits, and are they the same?
They are not the same, and I'm from Mississippi, and you got to go grits, baby.
Thank you very much. And we'll end it on that, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, and comment, all the other good stuff. Find me at Big Dog Chico, BIWGDOWG, on all social media platforms. Make sure y'all check out all of our sponsors and supporters. One of them is Glass House Optical. Go there right there, glasshouseoptical.shop. They have a sale going on right now with all the custom and luxury frames out there. Get you
And
some.
they carry blenders and can put medicine in your glasses.
So holla at them and get you some, man. Everything else is in the description. Click on it, support them. All businesses that support us. So y'all know what it is, man. Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely. We're gonna be up and about this thing. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, zone. We up out of here.